Have you ever had someone bringing you a problem and that's it? No suggestions, no ideas, just here's what's wrong. Now compare that to someone who walks in and says, there's a problem, but here's what I think we could do about it. It's totally different energy, right? One makes you feel drained and the other one makes you feel that something might actually move forward. That's the difference between communicating with a solution and without one. My name's Marcel. I'm a chartered manager with well over 20 years experience in communicating problems. And today I want us to talk about one of the most underrated skills in the workplace, especially in management, because how you bring up issues, especially the messy, tricky ones, absolutely changes how people perceive you. So let's talk about the difference between two styles, why it matters, and how to get better at solution-oriented communication without pretending to have all the answers. Firstly, let's define it first. Communicating with a solution doesn't mean you magically know the perfect fix for everything. That's not what I'm suggesting here at all. It just means that you thought about it. You've tried to move it one step forward. You've made an effort to propose something constructive. So instead of dumping a problem and walking away, you're showing that you at least try to engage with it. And yes, some solutions will be half-baked, some will be totally wrong. But proposing something, even a rough draft, does one of three things. It signals ownership. You're not just pointing at the burning building, you're showing you care how it's going to get put out. 2, it makes it easy to work with you because you're not adding to someone's cognitive load, you're lightening it. And 3, it builds trust. People start to see you as someone who wants to move things forward, not just vent. Now, let's look at the flip side. Communicating without a solution means showing up with a problem and leaving it at the other person's feet. There's no framing, no options, no attempt to problem solve. It might sound like there's a delay on the loan, or marketing haven't given us the assets, or we're not getting enough leads. They all might be true and are probably important, but what now? When that's all someone hears, you've just added to their to-do list. And if you're a manager, you've handed them a mess and said, here, you figure it out. Now, there's a place for surfacing problems. Obviously, you don't want people pretending everything's fine when it is not. But if your default style is to escalate problems with zero effort to think through solutions, you'll slowly start to lose influence because people will associate you with chaos, not clarity. I can't tell you how important this is for your career. And I don't care whether you work for a giant corporation or a small company, it's still equally important. Whether you like it or not, the way you communicate problems is shaping your reputation at work. Every time you raise something, people are building a mental model of you. Are you someone who brings drama or someone who brings direction? Are you a problem spotter or are you a problem solver? You might think, well, it's not my job to solve everything. And that's a fair point. Maybe it isn't. If that's your thinking, then this channel is probably not the best place for you. But even if you're not the final decision maker, the way you package your message still matters. And over time, if people see you consistently come up with ideas, with options, with effort, they'll start bringing you into more important conversations because you're not just pointing out what's broken, you're helping to build what comes next. Here's the part people get stuck on. What if I genuinely don't know what to do? What if I don't have a good solution? And that's totally fair. And sometimes you simply won't have any. But even then, there's still a way to communicate with forward momentum. You can say, I'm not totally sure what the best fix is yet, but I'm thinking about these 3 angles. Or I don't have the full picture, but I wanted to flag this early and hear your thoughts. Or even just, I've spotted something off here. I'm digging into it, but I wanted to loop you in. Now, see the difference? You're still taking ownership. You're still showing initiative. You're saying, I'm on it, and here's how I'm thinking about it. And that, even without a polished solution, is so much more powerful than just going, it's broken, that's it. Now, let's be real for a second. Some people hear solution-oriented and think it means sugarcoating everything or acting like problems aren't that bad. But that's not it. That's not what I'm saying. Being solution-oriented doesn't mean ignoring problems. It just means you're not content with staying stuck in them. It's about saying, yeah, there's a mess and I'm trying to move us forward. That's a different vibe from blind positivity. You can be real about the challenge and still show up with a constructive mindset. And in management especially, that balance matters. If you only ever highlight what's wrong, you lose morale. But if you pretend nothing's wrong, you lose credibility. Solution-oriented communication sits right in the middle. It's realistic, but proactive. All right, let's get into the practical stuff. Here are 5 tactics you can use to shift into solution-oriented communication, starting now. Number 1, build the habit of thinking in options. Even if you don't know the best answer, try to come up with 2 or 3 paths forward. They don't have to be perfect. Just show that you've thought about it. Include context, not just problems. Don't just say the numbers are down. Say the numbers are down, but I think it might be linked to X. I'm exploring Y as a fix. Number 3, frame problems as solvable. Instead of we're stuck, say here's the block and here's what I'm considering. It's a small shift, but it changes how people respond to you. Number 4, invite collaboration, not delegation. Don't say you need to solve this. Say I'm looking into solution and I'd love your input on X, Y, and Z. That keeps you in the driving seat, even if you're asking for help. Lastly, rehearse before you escalate. If you're bringing something to your manager or leadership, take 5 minutes to think through how you'll frame it. Are you dropping a bomb? Opening a door. All right, here's the bottom line. You don't need to have all the answers, but you do need to show that you care about finding them. People who consistently show with forward thinking, effort, and ideas, even rough ones, are rare and they stand out. So next time you spot a problem, ask yourself, am I just reporting this or am I trying to move this forward? And that shift from observer to contributor, well, that's where your influence starts. That's where the leadership starts. And over time, that's how you go from someone who just notices problem to someone who actually makes things better and is worthwhile investing by the company. If that helped, drop a comment and let me know in what area exactly. And obviously, like, subscribe. We have more content coming to help managers get better and progress in their career. I'll see you in the next one.